Let me share with you my final thoughts from the interview with David George, who, as I mentioned, is a purple belt from GD Jiu-Jitsu Academy. Dave is very passionate about the field of neuroscience. He is the CEO of ProloGel, the host of 2 podcasts called Neuroscience and Functional Challenge. I will post the link of my interview on the Neuroscience podcast at the bjjmentalcoachpodcast.com. Hopefully, you're able to grab at least one takeaway from the episode. Even though the title of the episode is Honor the Struggle, where he shares about the importance of emotional resilience during all the ups and downs of your entrepreneurial journey, my personal takeaway is what he said at the end of the interview about optimism. He mentioned that he interviewed Dr. Daniel Gehring on his podcast, who is a professor of psychology and an expert in burnout, which is a massive problem in the world that is poorly understood according to Dr. Gehring. He said, the number one trait that consistently predicts emotional resilience to burnout is optimism, the belief that the best is yet to come. Let me ask you this. Have you ever dealt with a really difficult situation that your emotional resilience was tested? Most likely you did. Even though you consider yourself a positive and optimistic person, sometimes it feels like you just want to give up. And as I mentioned in previous final thoughts before, the negative voice that lives in your head may say things like, why are you even trying? It's not going to work anyway. That is your dark passenger. Remember, the negative voice that lives in your head, and it will be your roommate forever because negative thoughts and negative patterns don't disappear. You learn how to control them. And the starting point to control is the first pillar of emotional intelligence, which is self-awareness. Without self-awareness, you won't even realize if you're not being optimistic towards a specific situation at all. However, the self-awareness must be followed by the second pillar of emotional intelligence, which is self-regulation. Because you may have a high level of self-awareness and tell yourself, okay, I'm not being optimistic at all right now. I'm being very pessimistic. However, I'm not going to do anything about it. That's no bueno. Your self-regulation must also be there to help you to self-manage and self-regulate your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. With that in mind, I would like to share with you 3 steps for you to take in consideration when you realize that you're being very pessimistic towards a specific situation. Here it goes. First step, take a deep breath. To calm yourself down, take a few deep breaths. After that, second step, stop to think about what you are thinking about. Use the self-awareness to realize that you have 2 roads to choose. The left road, which leads to reacting, being emotional, and oftentimes being irrational towards a specific situation, which most likely is going to hold you back or move you away from your goal. Or you can choose the right road, where you're responding in an intellectual, rational, more effective, and optimistic manner that is going to serve you and help you to achieve the success you desire. Let me share a quick analogy with you. Imagine you're driving your car with your best friend on a passenger seat and you start sharing with him or her about the BJJ Mental Coach podcast content. And you say, yeah, Gustavo has been sharing great content, self-awareness, self-regulation, it's great. Suddenly your friend says to you, hey, just to let you know, you're driving with your emergency brake on. And you reply to him or her, yeah, no problem. Anyway, did you know that optimism is the number one trait that consistently predicts emotional resilience to burnout? And your friend goes, wait. If you release the brake, we'll be able to arrive faster without damaging the car and we'll be a lot more effective. And you conclude, nah, it's okay. Should listen to the podcast though, so it can raise your emotional maturity level. And who knows, maybe you can become more optimistic to things. The car is not going to break, okay? Okay, this is just a joke. However, you are now aware of the situation. So if you choose to keep driving to the left road with the emergency brake on after you became aware of it, that's on you. Now, number 3. Now that you are aware of the left and the right road, the key word is self-forgiveness. Forgive yourself for choosing temporarily the left road and automatically self-regulate your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors to choose a more rational, effective, and optimistic route, believing that the best is yet to come. I would like to share with you one personal saying that I used in my competition career for years, and I still use in my personal and professional life as well. And I hope you can implement in your life so you can become even more optimistic, so you can keep raising your emotional resilience level. If you have competed in Jiu-Jitsu multiple times before, you might be able to resonate with this message. Very often when people lose and or don't meet their expectations, people can end up being very hard on themselves. And prior to mental skills training and personal development, I have to admit I was really bad with that. If you haven't competed before, you get the idea. Situations in which you didn't accomplish the desired outcome in a relationship or in a business deal, and if you're not self-aware and present, oftentimes the dark passenger, the negative voice, can haunt you. After learning about self-awareness and self-regulation, I would catch myself dwelling on something, and I'll do my best to address the issue ASAP, telling myself, the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. After I won a tournament, I would be happy and satisfied, and as soon as I remember, I'll tell myself, I did well, great. However, the best is yet to come. My suggestion to you is do the same thing in all areas of your life. Be even more optimistic and believe that the best is yet to come. You may say, Gustavo, you're never satisfied. No. Currently in my life, I'm in a state that the late motivational speaker Jim Rohn said, be ambitious and content. Be in a state that you're happy, satisfied, and optimistic that even more positive things will happen. So keep raising your emotional resilience level, becoming even more optimistic. So when life throws you a curveball in your direction, you will have the self-awareness and the self-regulation to choose the right road and to believe that the best is yet to come. Os.
We're glad you were able to join us for this episode of the BJJ Mental Coach Podcast, but the lesson doesn't end here. Watch the videos and download the audio of the 10 mental mistakes BJJ competitors make and how to avoid them for free when you subscribe to the BJJMentalCoach.com. Don't miss the chance to find out what might be holding you back from being your best self on and off the mat. That's the BJJMentalCoach.com.